Hello, my name is Brayden Oski.
And I'm Austin Morales, and you're watching The Nerd Gamer On.
And today we are talking about Amazon's Last Chance. That is New World, coming out as their first ever MMORPG. And it could be their first ever blockbuster hit, or it could be their last chance at survival in the game space. So how are we going to see that happen? After we play the closed beta, the open beta, and prepare for the future of the game release on September 28th, we want to talk all about that. And, does this game have legs? Let's find out.
And as always, if you enjoyed this content, please like, subscribe, and bang that bell, because you know you want to. Do it for the Brit.
It is time for our topic of the show. Each week we deep dive into the world of gaming. And this week we're going to be talking about Amazon's Last Chance. That is the New World. Amazon's next big MMORPG. The reason it's their last chance is because they've already had several failed properties that have not hit off. So I feel like third time's a charm, or third time is strikeouts. So we'll see what happens with that. But we have some stuff we want to chat about with it in this discussion. One little tidbit I want to mention is that this is the second most wishlisted game on Steam, which I thought was pretty crazy. So clearly there's crazy, a lot of excitement surrounding this game. And we played it. We played through the closed beta. More importantly, some of us, aka Austin, has played through the open beta that just happened this past weekend. And Austin, before we dive deep into as we dive deep into this, you've now seen the progression from the closed beta to the open beta. What have you seen change? And is it positive, negative, or kind of in between?
Well, there's some glitches that I had experienced during my time playing it, even up to the final hours. Mostly, like, you would go into certain areas and the audio would just not be working. It'd just be really, really choppy and really annoying. But obviously, it's a beta. It's whatever. It's going to be fixed. It's not the real thing. It's not the final product. So that was kind of, ugh. It's just like, really? You think by the beta?
The closed beta?
Yeah, the closed beta didn't have audio issues.
Okay, so this is new.
And for the most part, I mean, I didn't really notice too many things change. Obviously, apparently, health potions had changed, and maybe rations had changed. I only got to play one day for a few hours before I had to go out of town. So didn't really get to dive in and really experience everything that had been kind of updated. But I mean, for the most part, it plays like it did before, and it was fun. And I'm just ready to jump into it, man.
It's awesome.
I know. It's great.
Yeah. Anything else?
I need it to come out now. I wish it would launch next week so I could just start playing it while I'm off right now.
Yeah, there you go.
I can't. I just don't. I don't see them pushing it back anymore. Obviously, pushing games back is a positive thing, because if a game's not ready, it needs more time in the oven. Well, let's give them the time in the oven. And I don't know. What do you think? If they push us back one more, I might just forget about it at that point, honestly.
I don't think they're going to push it. I mean, there's no way they can push it back at this point. It's coming on 10 days or 12 days or something like that.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying, if they did
push. Yeah, but they're not going to.
Hypothetically, if they did, I mean, would you forget about the game in a month?
No. It's
been on my radar.
I'd just be more upset. I'd be like, son of a bitch. I push it back once. Why are you pushing it back again? It's kind of like the Cyberpunk situation. It's like, eventually you're going to get tired of them pushing it. And then, of course, they push it again, and then it came out as a hot pile of trash. So I'm hoping the same thing doesn't happen to this, where it drops and it's not a good game. And it just, for whatever reason, all the games that we played during the betas and stuff like that were just not good. Or they take Marvel's Avengers. I mean, when we played the beta, it had bugs, but it wasn't awful. And then the game came out, and it was awful as far as bugs go. And then eventually they fixed them and stuff. But I hope that doesn't happen in this game.
So this comes out 2 weeks from when this podcast launches.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yep.
Yeah, like I almost didn't even want to jump back into this because I get sucked into it. I mean, there are grindy moments for sure, and it's like I've already done all this stuff. Like, do I want to do this for a third time when it launches? I was like, I guess I am because it's a pretty, nice, polished new game I want to play.
Yeah, that's why I didn't jump back into it because I mean, one, we had stuff going on this weekend, but also I didn't want to. I didn't want to do that again. I mean, you know how I am with replaying games. I don't replay games.
I know. It was really tough.
Yeah,
it's really tough, especially when the closed beta was out because I really wanted to dive in. And it's like, oh, none of this is going to be kept, so what's the point? But I did notice that leveling was way faster than before. I don't know what changed. I played that one day and I got to level 14, and I was halfway to level 14, halfway to level 15 by the time I ended my only day with it. And then I played a second time, got to level 16.
Did you feel your play style change any from the first time to the second time? Like, were you doing?
Yeah.
What were you doing differently?
So when I first started off, I was using the bow and the sword and shield, and that morphed into sword and shield with the ice gauntlet. So going more of like a what do you call it? Mage spell sword. That's what I was trying to kind of go for. So a little magic, a little hand-to-hand combat or melee combat. So now I really like the hammer. I think it's got a lot to offer, and I still like the ice gauntlet because you don't have to have any ammo. Or you don't even have to craft any ammo. So it's like it's there. I can up my intelligence and get some more mana or more mana recharge, and then I can get some energizing rations to help boost my mana regeneration. So just I don't know, knowing like what I needed to do really helped out. So I kind of streamlined a lot of things.
Yeah.
And I guess that's what really kind of pushed me through.
Yeah.
Like I knew not to go like, do this quest, come back. Go do this quest, come back.
Yeah.
It's like I know how to deal with certain
of them at this
enemies.
And stuff.
What was that?
Were you collecting a lot of them and then going out and just like kind of doing a bunch of them at once?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because like I knew I needed to do the community board, and then I had my faction quests, and then the town square had quests. So it's just like boom, 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 like hit all those real fast. Get what I need, come back, level up real fast, I guess. Collect more. Like, yeah, I just knew what to do, I guess.
Yeah. What was I going to ask you? The server you guys were in this time was more populated, right? That was, I think, what I was reading somewhere.
Travis eventually moved servers, so maybe.
Well, because the first one was supposed to be like empty, and then the next one he went into was supposed to be pretty high. I was just curious if it felt like it was any heavy, like more populated than the previous one, or if it just felt about the same.
It seemed less populated.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, because the first one was like super populated, apparently, Valhalla, and then we went to this new one.
Yeah.
Which maybe it got more populated over time because obviously I didn't play the whole way through. Yeah. But by the end of it, when I eventually, because I jumped back in the final hours before it ended at 2:00 yesterday, or today. Yesterday, yeah.
2 a.m. today, technically.
True. 2 a.m. Monday. And only 2 areas had been taken by factions.
Oh, they were all uncontested?
All uncontested, -2.
Wow, that's crazy.
But then again, you only had like 4 or 5 days to get through that when the closed beta was actually going on for like 2 weeks, right? Something like that.
Yeah.
So
that's interesting.
Yeah.
Well, so I was looking at looking through some of the chats that happened in our Discord channel, and PvP, one of our community members, was talking about he's basically like our resident MMO player. I feel like he plays all the MMOs that exist in the world.
Yeah.
He mentioned that as far as changes go, it seems like armor weight class matters now. Potions heal for less. And everyone wearing plate before and stacking Constitution. Everyone was wearing plate before and stacking Constitution, so there's more build diversity now. And then it looks like definitely speed's upgraded. Seems like the rewards are way better. 3 quests are always in the same area. Can be chained up in one go. And he also mentioned that going out a limb and saying that people should also always be flagged as PvP because you get weapon XP for killing other players based on how long they've been alive and PvP is flagged. So that's interesting. So yeah. And you also get
That
a
is
huge,
interesting.
like weapon XP chunk and unlock more skills pass. It's going to make you way stronger by doing that. So it seems like killing players and playing PvP is like the way to go if you want to like really level up fast.
Yeah.
And get closer to end game content, which is kind of cool. But then that's
So-
also intense because I could be scared and die.
Yeah, that's the thing I didn't want to do. Like, unless I was with somebody, I'm not gonna do it. Why would I do that?
Yeah.
I find it interesting. Yeah, no. Party with friends, all your friends. I think you have 5 people in the party.
Yep.
So I was looking at Steam charts again because that's always a good metric. The closed beta had over 190,000 people at its peak, and the New World Open Beta had over 141,000 at its peak.
Oh wow.
So that's not bad.
I'm surprised it was less.
You think?
Well, you just said it was less.
I know you said you're surprised it was less.
Well, yeah. I figured the open beta being open to everybody would have more people.
That's true. There was less time. Maybe. Yeah. I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah, because you had to pre-order.
That's kind of weird
to get it on closed beta or have access to somebody who or be like media or something like that. So,
yeah, that's true.
And this was just open to anybody.
Was the hype real? The hype was more real. Well, no one knew the open beta was coming, did they?
No, they did. It was announced, but I think it was also. I mean, it was a last minute announcement. It wasn't originally going to happen, and then because of the fact that they extended it, they opened up this open beta for people to play. So it could have been partially that they just didn't catch the news quick enough or something like that. So it is possible there's that. But I was surprised with the fact that there should be hype coming up that there wasn't. It didn't surpass that number in any way. But it also could have been that they limited, they gatekeep the release of the codes too.
That's true. Yeah, because you had to go on to Steam.
Yeah.
And ask for a code and wait for them to email you that.
Yeah, because I know some people on our Discord, I think, didn't get theirs until like Saturday morning or something like that, maybe.
Yeah. So the night before it was supposed to come out, I put my request in, and I got it at 3 a.m. that morning.
Yeah.
Which was weird.
Yeah. Anyway, so a couple of things I want to mention in this is that just kind of go through a little bit about what the game's more about. I mean, we talked a little bit about the what we played in the beta and stuff like that, but we didn't go all the way through the game, obviously, because we had limited time to play. But I got this article from Creative Block that kind of talks about some of the different pieces of kind of the inspiration behind this game, and I just thought it was interesting to kind of go through that and see, because one thing about this game that I do find cool is that it's not your traditional like high fantasy kind of experience. Like there's definitely some key differences here that they took liberties on, that they went down and changed that aren't what you typically see in a game like this. Like the guns, for example. I mean, you don't typically see guns inside of an MMO, but they said that their inspiration for the game was 17th century. The age of exploration discovery. So this is a time when explorers would venture out from their homelands and discover new places. And they wanted players to have that sense of exploration in the game and questing into the unknown. So the 17th century is a jumping off point for Eternum's supernatural side. I mean, obviously the world is going to be huge and massive and stuff like that, but the enemies that we've seen, I'm curious to see what the enemies look like as we advance through the game, later game. We've seen skeletons and like crocodiles and some like weird,
like
undeadish
zombies
things,
yeah. I guess more like Draugr. They're more like Draugr. Yeah. Something like that, yeah.
But apparently the 4 type of, let me see, have we played all 4 of these? So we have Angry Earth, heavily inspired by wild animals. So yeah, we played those. The Ancients, A Mystery Lost in Time. The Ancients have left skeleton warriors equipped with ancient armor. So we fought those guys. The Corrupted, servants of an ancient and unknown force of destruction. These enemies are made immortal by an evil force. So
I fought those,
yeah, those
but
are interesting.
y'all haven't.
I think I fought them one time, so I made the mistake of going into like those corrupted event zones where there's like that stuff where like the whole screen gets all like kind of dark
foggy,
and stuff
yeah.
like that, and foggy, yeah. And then I almost died, and
Yeah.
then I escaped, but they were
What's
there.
your life?
And then the Lost. These are soulless undead beings, the creatures that are caught somewhere between life and death, and never-ending cycle of pain and torment.
I think those are the ones that we fight most often.
Okay. I'm surprised there's not more, but I mean, there's gonna be like bigger and crazier stuff later on. When you get into the dungeon and stuff like that, so there will be that, which is good. But yeah, I'm trying to think. I mean, like, what are your thoughts? I mean, as of now, like, have your opinions changed of the game at all since we played the closed beta? Or are you still like excited and looking forward to it and ready to just like dive in, get lost in the world?
I'm more reserved about it because I put so much time in the first time, and I was cautious of putting so much time in it this open beta. And I know when it comes out, like, I'm really excited for it, but I don't want. Obviously, the older you get, the more things I have to get done, and I don't have the time like I used to. So I'm just kind of like,
Sit there till 5 a.m. and play World of Warcraft, Travis.
I know. I mean, we used to sit there all freaking day playing World of Warcraft and doing PvP stuff and doing all these cool things and getting sucked into the world and only getting up to pee when we're about to burst, It's just, I mean, maybe it's and this is one of those games that people are already like have communities around this game, and they'll be like, hey, as soon as this game launches, come to this server, join our guild, or what is it called? Their company, and let's like start taking over the map immediately. Like, that's their main goal. So you already have people who from the get-go are going to hit the ground running, and I'll be able to do that because I'll be available during that period. But at a certain point, like, I just can't. Well, I won't be able to do it. Like, I won't be able to keep up. And then that's not like the biggest part of the game. Obviously, it's nice that you can have a company within the faction. So like the whole faction is working towards something. It's not just you guys, like a guild. So I'm curious to see how that kind of all pans out. We know a little bit about that, but yeah, I mean, that's the only thing I'm worried about.
Yeah.
And then they get to the point where most games is like, I guess I'm done because unless I grind 1,000 hours, I'm not getting anywhere close to end game type thing.
Yeah.
So
it's funny.
This is maybe a little more pessimistic about it.
It's funny that's your concern because I don't know if you've ever met me before, but I'm the kind of player that really doesn't have time to play games as much as most people around here. And yeah, if you're not gonna have time to play it, I mean, like,
I have time to play it.
That's what I'm scared about. Well, I don't have time because
you don't have time to play. I have to decide what am I going to do.
Yeah, that's true. I don't have time, but yeah, you have a choice. That's fair. Because it's just crazy to me how much like back when Valheim came out, it's like, I put in 20, 30 hours in that game, and I look at y'all, and you guys have like over 100 hours in that damn thing in the same amount of time.
That's Travis. That's not me. You have more than me.
Do I? I don't think so. I'm
looking up right now.
All right, look it up. I don't believe you. I bet you $1 million. No, I don't bet you $1 million.
Okay.
But that would be fun.
Take it. I only have 57.7 hours.
Okay. And I have less than that.
Travis has 267 hours.
Holy shit.
Probably left it on. Josh has 180 hours. Sarah has 177. Mac has 95. And you have 34. Okay, I beat you.
Told ya. I told you. What's up? Give me my $1 million right here. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I mean, you guys got way farther than I did. Remember, you were giving me all the free shit and stuff.
Yeah,
You're like, hey, take this bronze armor, take this like whatever armor and stuff.
Yeah.
My one of my coworkers got into it. He's been playing it lately and is very obsessed, and was like talking about all the things that he's been discovering and stuff like that. And he built a ship, and his ship unfortunately got destroyed by rain. And he was like, how do I get past that? I was like, you can build a dock and then like put a roof over top of it and then you're good. And he's like, oh my gosh, I could do that. And so
I could do that.
To that. But this week, Hearth and Home comes out. And
oh my gosh.
The developers came out and said that, I know we're talking about New World, but I'm going to say this anyway. The developers came out and said that they highly encourage everybody to start a new world, literally, on this game because of how much they changed. They don't want people to drop into it in the middle of the game and already have the stuff instantly. They want people to discover it themselves. And in addition to, if you've already discovered environments, the new content they've added to the biomes will not be available to you until you explore and uncover more parts of those biomes. So you have to be undiscovered in order for the new stuff to show up. So that was
we might have to stream Thursday because that's when it comes out. We might stream this game.
Damn it, y'all are gonna get ahead of me again. Shit,
you can't stream Thursday either.
Oh, I could do Thursday's the only free day I have this week to like.
I got you.
Stuff.
I got you.
So I might just like not do stuff.
That's fine.
We'll see. Potentially, I might
that's
change
fine.
My mind.
Well, I'll ask everyone who's going to play, and if we can get a group together, we'll do it.
What we need to do is get I think Silent Snipe's down to play. Open up a new server.
Yeah, he said he was going to launch a new one when it came out. Anyway, we're getting off topic here, but
there's that. But but yeah, so we have New World coming out. I mean, I'm still really hyped on it. My biggest concern for me is definitely going to be, is this game going to have the problem in which because of the fact that I can't play near as much as you guys can in the game. I mean, I could if I like drop everything, but I don't have a girlfriend right now, man, and I'm still like freaking struggling to find time. I don't know how y'all do it. So that's like the crazy part. But
hey, man, we're trying to figure that out too.
Yeah. So trying to find time to fit this game in, I'm concerned that if I'm like level 10 and y'all are like level 40, is it gonna be even fun for you guys to play with me?
I think.
Or what?
I mean, it might not be fun per se, but we want you to be with us. So like going to help you and questing and stuff.
So you'll constantly be trying to get me to catch up with y'all, which will never happen.
That's what we'll have to do.
You reach the level cap.
That's what we'll have to do.
And then I reach the level cap, and then he'll be like, "Hey, guess what? There's a level cap increase." I'm like, "Son bitch."
Yeah. I mean, we'll have to figure it out, man. And it's one of those games that, I mean, you already enjoy it. And you can go in there and spend an hour. I mean, that's basically what I did. Like, you get your chain quests. I mean, you go to your faction, you get your 3 quests. You go to the board, you get your 3 plus quests. Because I guess if it's not controlled by anybody, you only get 3 quests at the community board. And then you get your quests from the town people in the town square. And then you go off for like an hour or two, or an hour and a half. Come back, boom, like you're going to get almost a level.
Did you pick the same faction this time?
I did. Yeah. Covenant. Yeah.
Do you think you'll do the same when you get into it?
Yeah, I think so.
Cool. Just curious if that thought changed for any reason throughout it.
No, I just think they have really cool looking gear. They're more heavy armor. I mean, they actually they have medium armor too, so it's kind of nice to see that. I did notice the weight change because before you can get 3 pieces of gear, or you could get all heavy gear minus 1 item, and you'd still be considered medium item or medium weight. But I did that same combination. I still was heavy, and I was like, damn it. So when you do a dodge, your stamina is cut by half.
Oh.
So doing 2 dodges with heavy, you ain't dodging after that for a second.
Dude, that sucks.
And it's very important to dodge, I feel like.
Yeah.
At least in this game, like I'm learning. This time around, I learned the whole dodge system because enemies, they have a heavy attack or a special attack, and you see them charging up because they turn white. So you can time it right where you dodge out of the way, or you can just dodge back up enough, and they won't hit you. So,
yep.
I like that.
It's good. There's a parry in this game too, right? I can't remember.
There is. There is.
That's right. That's what I was thinking.
Cuts damage in half.
Yeah. So you got the parry.
Eats up stamina.
Dodge and stuff like that. Yeah. I'm excited about it. I'm really concerned about. mean, my biggest concern is just how well will the economic system work when it's released to the wild, and what are they going to have to buff and nerf and stuff like that once it's out there?
I'm really hoping they. Yeah, that's the big issue, because you go in there and they already have a preset price for items, and when I was going to buy stuff, people were trying to play the market by making those items less, so their item would be sold. Right, that's how you do it. And so I was buying stuff that normally is like 100 gold for like 37 gold. So at the last few hours of the open beta, I just got a bunch of new armor for like super cheap. When before, like, I had 1,800 gold in my wallet, and I went down to like 300 gold after I bought new gear at the auction house or the marketplace in the closed beta. So it's interesting to see how that happens, and that's going to change over time. I mean, I assume prices will drop because people just want to sell their stuff, but by the prices they have now, like, you could make a decent amount of money by selling items on in the marketplace. And that's kind of like my big thing. Like, I enjoy doing that, because most of the stuff I don't even use. Like, I don't really make food, so when I'm out there skinning and stuff, you find some rare items. So I'm just gonna throw those in the marketplace, make some extra cash, buy some better armor.
Yeah. One of these articles I was looking at was making a reference of could New World become like the like a Game of Thrones style, like territory control capture kind of situation?
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Can you send it over to me on Discord?
Or it could not,
Or maybe
as well. But
yeah. No, yeah, that's the one thing we haven't seen. Those all out wars between factions controlling stuff. Like, that's going to be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And I wonder how all the companies for a faction communicate. I guess they say, hey, there's a war here this weekend. So
yeah, it announces on the screen or on the deal if you're like part of that, it'll give you the
come help out.
Yeah, and you have to sign on during a certain time in order to.
I mean, you almost want to be part of a crowded server so you can be part of that.
Right.
And I'm curious to see how that changes as time goes by, because some servers, just end up being dead or going dead, and some servers end up growing. And, if you're lucky, well, if we're all lucky, they'll open up new servers for new people.
Yeah.
For some growth.
Yeah. The last thing I mentions here is New World could be a hard game to return to if you leave it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like all the stuff that's going on. Yeah, I'm curious if that's what that's going to look like.
Yeah, same here.
I mean, because you're going to start. I mean, if some, like, say the mayor decides to like just not play anymore, we don't have anybody managing that economy anymore. That's going to be wild. And what's going to happen? Like, are they eventually going to be dethroned from that position, and how long
they would
does that
need
take?
to?
And who takes over from that point? A lot of stuff that we're just kind of unclear about right now. I'm sure it's out there, but
they had to have thought about that.
Yeah, I hope. I mean, Amazon does run the largest freaking, e-commerce store in the world, so surely they know what they're doing when it comes to commerce and pricing and management of economies.
Surely.
We'll find out. Yeah. But yeah, so that's our look at Amazon's Last Chance on New World. It comes out September 28th. So we will definitely be playing it. If you haven't been to our Discord channel yet, you should join, because we have a New World topic that you can chat in, and everybody's been sharing articles on different weapons and gear and this, that, and whatever, the thing in the map, all kinds of stuff. So there's a lot of content in there to check out and be a part of the community, and just follow everybody that's going to be jumping on it. Come 28th, we'll have, at least, probably 8 of us that are going to be playing it. So it'll be a pretty big group. And
join the company.
Join the company of inner gamers.